they faced one another, including at the Autumn Royale 2024, so somewhat recently, it was a Sandstorm victory. Hopefully, if you're Neeze fans out there, you're hoping it's going to be a different result this time. As we're getting into this next game, we're seeing Sandstorm's Priya come in against Neeze's Val. So one of the newest legends, not technically, but the newest legal legends for this tournament against one of the older legends in the game.
Yeah, and Neeze, I mean, has been playing this Val for a very long time. On the other side of things, though, I mean, Sandstorm picked up Priya the day that she dropped effectively, and then she received some nerfs, received some compensation buffs as a result. But word on the street from a man named PJ is that Sandstorm has allegedly figured something out with this legend, but I'm looking at my screen.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, finish your point.
It doesn't look like he's figured anything out.
He might not have figured something out, and honestly, there is a chance that he lied when he spoke to PJ, because he said, I believe it was split Chakram side light into turnaround side sig. He said it covers every dodge, but then we just saw Neeze escape it. It could have been a misinput, could have been a little bit too late. Seems like he's not too worried about it as we see the instant answer back. Sandstorm's only about 40 to 50 damage behind here.
Okay, good to see it. Sick Shuriken Chakram, skin so sick. But we're gonna see how Neeze is able to keep up with the GOAT for all purposes, man. I mean, this is the GOAT of Brawlhalla until somebody's able to get the three-peat cough used. But right now, nice turnaround from Sandstorm. These Chakram is such a great weapon at racking up damage, and also going into the Gauntlet matchup, right? Because the weapon is so new, I feel like a lot of players have not still had much of a chance to figure out what the matchup spread is like. But I think going into the Gauntlets, you have a very good toolkit to go ahead and punish some of those sidelines.
Yeah, that's something that Taza mentioned earlier on the side stream. Is like, if you're not ready for this matchup, you're gonna be missing out here, because Sandstorm's gonna be playing the Priya, and of course we have Yuz playing the Priya as well. But Neeze, I mean, he seems locked in on it, even with a quote-unquote older legend like Val. We don't really typically see any Vals whatsoever still playing anymore. Great spacing on that to get away from the sideline. He doesn't get away from the dare, but Sandstorm's not able to find any instant follow-up off of that. Oh, Neeze whiffing that side air. Again, we see that coming in.
Yeah, trying to go for that conversion, but so far, either it's very tight or maybe a certain hitbox has to connect for it, because that's twice now that it hasn't found the mark. But Sandstorm still trying to fish for this final hit on this second stock of Neeze.
Okay, that time he gets it.
Right, but it's still not enough to knock out from the other corner. There we go. Managed to get, I think, the D-Light there to go ahead and close that one out, but Sandstorm still trailing behind in damage. Neeze trying to get this weapon here, but Sandstorm piecing him up. Wow, I can't believe that unarmed down air was able to out-prioritize the Chakram neutral air in that scenario.
There's the nice down air, setting up. Here comes the juggle. The neutral air does hit, the recovery doesn't. I mean, if we look back at max mode, like the entire Chakram idea back then, the plan was that Nair recovery juggles to get the KO off the top. The weapon has progressed so much since then, due to the likes of Yuz, due to the likes of Sandstorm as well.
And you can see Sandstorm trying to continue these juggles.
Nice, he's perfect. He's right there to grab.
Sick punish, optimal with this character here. But still, I mean, D-Light recovery is all Neeze needs in this moment. Sandstorm's gonna have to find a setup. And it's not working, but another opportunity to punish. Sandstorm doesn't find the recovery, not gonna hit hard enough. While Split goes for a soft read here, doesn't commit. D-Light recovery, yeah, Sandstorm doesn't wanna...
I'm sure that's what he's looking for, and he's not even gonna get the chance to attempt it, because the gravity cancel breakdance coming out from Neeze to get the KO.
Yeah, wow, Neeze kind of looking like Titus from Final Fantasy X
Dude,
there.
real.
Yeah. But I don't know, I feel like Sandstorm, by the end of that game one, it almost seemed like he was like, yo, screw this setup, man. Like, it's not working.
Yeah.
Swapped over to the sword and was like, I'm just gonna fish for D-Light recovery, because what, like 3 different times in that match, it just did not connect.
Now, one thing we've seen more from Yuz, at least compared to what we've seen so far from Sandstorm in this set, is he's not really messing with Fused whatsoever. Yuz has definitely explored that a little bit more and found like the KO power, the knockout power that comes from the Fused Chakram compared to just playing the weapon. I don't want to say one-dimensionally whatsoever, so I won't. But in terms of just playing Split versus incorporating Fused whatsoever.
Oh, wait, huge opportunity here, and it's still not enough. That is one of the downsides of the Chakram.
Chase.
Oh, wow, nice avoidance there from Sandstorm, because Neeze, still known as one of the best players off stage. I don't think that has escaped him, right? Still has always been known for, you know, the SDing problem of going too ham off stage. Yep. But when he's locked in, it's so hard to get back, and Sandstorm knows this. There's been so many times already that he's been hit in these turnaround situations, going a little bit too far off stage trying to get Neeze.
So one thing we've seen a couple times from Sandstorm that we also see from a lot of other Priya players that we saw back in the day was the in-light into the D-Sig to sort of cover anyone being around or getting like up and over but not too high.
Let's see if Sandstorm's able to go ahead and amass a little bit of a lead for himself. One recovery from Neeze will probably be able to do it here. A trade is going to go in Sandstorm's favor. Goes for the read again. That's, what, 4 times now? I'm counting because I'm
that
like,
time he went
this is
in-light
supposed to be the
side
setup. Oh, true,
yeah.
true. He did do end life. Yeah, I'll give it up. So we're still at 3 then. 3 on the counter. 3 on the counter. Because I would like to see this work out more. Okay, goes for the fuse side light and then
instantly
immediately
gonna swap it. Yeah. He did that just on pickup, so he had a threat there. And a long range start at that, where he's not going to get on the split, even though it's technically a move.
Okay.
Oh, he grabs it. Yeah, there's the dodge. He's going to go for the big move.
And that makes sense, right? Had the dodge, great damage here. We get another recovery, and that might be enough here. You got a falling side air in the corner, you can go for that. Now he's gonna wait patiently on stage.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. I didn't think he was going to gravity cancel it, so I still would have gotten caught by that. I was expecting it grounded, which Neeze might have been as well. He thought he was going to get just a little bit above it, and then in the recovery frames, maybe punish with a down air or something like that. But no, Sandstorm saw that coming and outplayed the outplay.
Yeah, on a wake up after a weapon throw as well, right? Normally you get that weapon throw, you think, all right, I got myself some space, I'm good. But Sandstorm checking him on that.
Sidelight in-light coming through.
Okay, good lead for Sandstorm so far. Wants a little bit more damage before going into this final stock here, and that Nair is going to be the start of that.
The disarm might help Neeze out here. He's bounce passing to himself. He's not able to find the weapon toss hit. There's the neutral light. If he can KO Sandstorm, that's going to force him back onto Sword, which we've clearly seen he's focusing on the Chakram compared to Sword.
Okay, huge opportunity here. No dodge on Neeze, going for that grab cancel sidelight. Sandstorm only gets 2 hits for it though, but Neeze can't find a knocking out blow here. I mean, at this point, already into the orange, and the high ceiling from Western Air Temple also being an affordance here for Sandstorm. And there we go, beautiful setup. Not gonna get the stock, but look at the damage.
This is getting really scary. He does find the KO, but he's basically in KO damage.
Don't put it past Neeze though, off stage. Grabs you with those gauntlets, that could be it.
Yeah, but don't put it past Neeze though. Neeze off stage, he could just fall, lose his stock. You know how it goes, baby. We've seen it happen.
Oh, recovery, not enough. One more.
There's the 2-piece, 3-piece, and the sidelight into the neutral area again. Almost got the turnaround there a second time.
The engine's revving up. Neeze going for these weapon throws as a way in. Fighting unarmed. Gonna get the pickup here? Yes, he does. And Sandstorm is unarmed here. He's brought the damage all the way back. Sandstorm needs just 1 D-light recovery. Goes for the fuse side, and he manages to find it. Man, that was so desperate, though.
That was like 15 unanswered hits. I'm not even counting the weapon toss. We're going to take that. We're going to throw it in the garbage because like 15, maybe even as many as 18, I don't know. I lost track how many unanswered hits that Neeze got on Sandstorm in that final stock.
But you know what? That's the affordance of having a whole stock to work with, right? That you get to be like, Hail Mary wake up option, Hail Mary wake up option, Hail Mary wake up option again. And the third time was the charm.
I can't tell you how many ranked games I've won by getting hit 100 times and then finding the 14th wake up side signature on my Vrax Lance to win that game that I did not deserve to win.
And, you know, especially for Sandstorm, you're using the kit of the weapon that you basically ignore the entire game, right? So Neeze isn't looking for it. He seems to do it one time. Oh, wait, okay, hold on. I'm cooking with this.
Yeah, like he unfused it and actually fused it back. Now he's going to swap. He's actually going to use it more as like a move, getting a hit there. It's back, okay.
Nice. Okay, goes for the sidelight, D-light, true combo to force Neeze further off stage. Almost has the edge guard there.
Nice.
But the fuse down air, because that's the other thing, right? You can either go for the down light to swap, or you can just weapon throw real quick and pick it back up, and it'll always be fused. And so Sandstorm kind of knowing that is playing around it, and using the more complete kit of the weapon here is catching Neeze off guard a little bit, I think.
Yeah, we're seeing Sandstorm have to dig deeper in his bag of tricks to find something to deal with Neeze. Getting through the neutral signature, he's going to get a great 2-piece off of that, and then the spot dodge comes out from Neeze to get through the side air.
Right, good damage as well with the recovery. Gets caught out of a jump there, and then gets caught yet again, but Neeze unable to push that punish further.
Incredible spacing from Neeze to get through that side light, staying just far away, and then he was like moving in as the side light was coming back towards Sandstorm. His spacing was that flawless so that he could punish it in time.
Ooh. Things are looking tough here. Neeze really struggling to get this first stock, can't get the D-Light, can't find the recovery. Raw Sayers aren't connecting. Sandstorm getting some setups that he's been trying to cook for the entire set are now working out here. Is this the end of Neeze? Can Neeze not force this to be a bit closer of a game?
Oh man, it's basically on this first stock what happened that last game on the second stock, where he's just taking so much damage. He's actually taking even more damage this time, as it's now a 2-stock lead for Sandstorm. We're not even 2 minutes into the game. Sandstorm's already grabbed 2. Neeze is struggling to find this first one. There's the in-light. Even that only sends off screen, not enough. He's chasing out there. There's the unarmed recovery, gets the KO, goes back to the stage. Which weapon is he going to go for? Probably the gauntlets. Yeah. He's not even going to juggle it a little bit more. He's just going to stick with these gauntlets. Weapon spawn comes in. Sandstorm, he moved forward, but then dashed back away from it.
Oh, and that's a huge opportunity. Oh, he messed up the gravity cancel D-Light there and got a dodge to the right instead. Ended up dropping his entire punish that he had on Sandstorm. That would have been so good, but Neeze still fighting away in. Somehow doesn't get caught by that down signature. The perfect weaving of that drift. Managing to avoid that one, but Sandstorm still finding the opening, and the damage has been done.
The juggle game, it feels like it's too much for Neeze right now. Swapping back over to the sword, he's going to throw that away, strip the field, keep Neeze unarmed, go back to the weapon he's been focusing on this entire time. There's the fuse down air, as well as the side air. There's the recovery from Neeze, almost enough to KO off the top, not quite.
Fuse Nair hitting like a truck right now, and Sandstorm does have that down sig in the pocket to go ahead and secure that game number 3, making Neeze be all concerned about, oh man, he's using Fuse Chakram now. It forces you to change your entire mindset, right? What are the KO options that can KO me now? Okay, it's gonna be the Nair is starting to be a threat, the side air is gonna hit a whole lot harder, the side light's gonna hit a whole lot harder, and Neeze is doing all this math in his head about like, what do I have to change about my movement to position myself correctly against these hitboxes? And it's in that moment that Sandstorm just lets the down sig rip.
And that's the really scary thing, which I'm glad you mentioned earlier, about the way to fuse the Chakram back is to just throw them down and pick them up, which means he can incorporate weapon tosses a lot more into his gameplay, because he picks them back up and doesn't have to waste any time going for the D-Light, or not even just wasting time, but having to choose an opportunity where the D-Light is not a good option and another option would be better. He just has that ready to go. And it's almost looking like this is unwinnable for Neeze right now. It looks like he has no Yaku, and Sandstorm keeps finding more and more win conditions.
And we see the popularity of Zerial as a pick across different players today. Neeze going to be yet another one of these competitors trying to make the Devil Jin work, but Sandstorm is looking a little bit too steeled with these Chakrams, racking up all this damage, but maybe the bow from Neeze will be the difference.
Now, I could be wrong, but Neeze was like a long time ago, early adopter to the Zariel in 1v1. He's getting pieced up right now, though. Like, I'm talking about way back when Fozy was doing it as well. Oh, almost got that signature as well. Okay. There's the side light into, again, the turnaround side sig.
And it's working, and he catches the dodge there. Wow, 3-hit combo from Sandstorm there. D-Light recovery is on the table for a KO option. Granted, we haven't seen too much from Sandstorm's sword. We've seen him close out a couple edge guards with it, but the actual sword play itself has been pretty basic, pretty pedestrian, but that's all he needs it for. That's all sword is for a lot of players in Brawlhalla. It's the standard, fundamental, basic weapon.
And that's the unfortunate thing for Neeze, is he hasn't been able to force Sandstorm onto unarmed or sword. Every time Sandstorm's picked up the sword, he's been able to either get a couple hits or throw it away. Maybe he gets a stock like he did last stock, and then all of a sudden he has plenty of time to grab the Chakram, or he just throws it away and grabs the next weapon spawn because he's been able to starve the field. Oh my gosh, so many unanswered hits.
Huge damage, forces Sandstorm to get hit there. I don't think he had a dodge, maybe dodged into that weapon throw, and that was pretty much the entire edge guard there. So Neeze keeping things close, but the sequences, I think one of the worst things about going up against Chakrams is that because it doesn't necessarily do the most damage in a string, you do find yourself getting hit a lot. There's a lot of just like mental damage being done from, man, I just got hit 4 times in a row. Even if the damage isn't a lot, you're still being hit, and you have to deal with that feeling as a competitor.
Oh, he's able to land. I thought he was going to get punished on that landing, but no, a dare, then another dare. There's a side light into the neutral air. The D-Light over the corner.
Oh, still active.
He again got caught in the air. Sandstorm is just nailing those.
Maybe a gravity cancel end light to close it out. No, he's gonna go back on stage, wait patiently, tries to go for a dash D-light. Doesn't even go for a punish on that side stick. Says, you know what, I don't think I have enough time, but he's managed to swap positioning with Neeze here. Neeze dashes in, picks up a bow, and I love it, right? Just goes for the side light, tries to go for a big read there to swing the tides, but almost loses his stock as a result. Beautiful punish from Sandstorm. His patience has been immaculate. Neeze keeps thinking that Sandstorm's gonna dash in with something, and Sandstorm is just one beat later.
Neeze is still doing such a good job, though. Like, think about all the previous games that we saw, except for the one Neeze won. At this point, Sandstorm is like a full stock ahead.
Nice.
We could see that happen here if Neeze isn't able to clean this one up. Gonna be sweating here. He just let him touch. He was sweating, brother. Not even a weapon toss. And then he's gonna get hit by that again.
Oh no, that gives an opportunity for Sandstorm to get so much more damage, and there we go, look at this, a 4-hit string because of a dropped edge guard from Neeze, and there we go, a beautiful read from Neeze to bring things back. I thought Sandstorm might survive because of bouncing off the stage there.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried too.
Ooh, but just narrowly getting the KO.
In the games that Sandstorm has been winning, this is Neeze's best chance. See if he can get revenge for that previous game where he got 15 unanswered hits and almost won, but Sandstorm was able to clutch it out. We're seeing the split. It's looking like it might be over here. The recovery to get away from Sandstorm's recovery, the neutral air. Attempting the edge guard, back-to-back hits. Another nair interrupting the recovery, and Neeze keeps himself alive. We're going to game 5.
In classic Neeze fashion, we watched Sandstorm reel back in his chair. He was like in the light yellow, right? 2 nairs was all it took. Off stage, Demon Island, no wall to run away to. Neeze skirts back from the brink of despair.
And this is elimination bracket. We said it several times. It showed it on the screen, and we're going to say it again to show you how clutch that moment was from Neeze, grabbing that insanely early stock to keep himself alive in this tournament.
Oh my
God.
God.
It wasn't for that, his weekend would be over.
Yeah, if I'm Sandstorm, it's like, man, I gotta figure out a way to stay on the stage there. He wasn't even trying to go off stage in that last encounter, right? Just got caught in a bad place, and Neeze was able to push it the entire distance, right? And for Neeze, you gotta go for that play there, right? I have to get the ground pound, I have to get at the right time, I have to get the nair on him trying to get over me, and if I guess right, I can bring myself back into this set. And now Neeze is going for these large plays to try to see if he can swing the momentum completely in his favor, but Sandstorm is not making it easy.
Keeping it even, though, so far. No one's really taken a lead. Neeze has just a little bit of a damage deficit again, getting caught by that.
And what I like here from Sandstorm as well is that he's not going for the side stick immediately now. He's just waiting a little bit and then reacting to the dodge.
Yeah, because he knows if like Neeze spot dodges in the air to stay above it or jumps away, he just completely disengages. Neeze is going to grab the first stock here. I think, is that like the first time Neeze has gotten first stock? I think so too.
It might be. Sandstorm now the one on the other side, and we haven't even had a chance to really observe what it's like for Sandstorm to be playing from behind here. The sword has struggled to get D-light recoveries on Neeze the entire time, outside of moments where he was kind of skirting around the corner of the stage. And I don't know, Neeze is getting a much larger lead here. Sandstorm doesn't like playing from behind, but the fused Chakram recovery off the immediate pickup is able to secure the knockout earlier, but he doesn't get a chance to pick up the Chakram.
One of the first times we've seen Sandstorm get knocked away from a weapon by Neeze. Sandstorm's able to grab the next set of Chakram very quickly, though. Here comes Dude. He's adding up this damage. He doesn't even go for the inlight. I feel like every other Gauntlet player is going for the inlight here. He's like, I can get more. And then right after that, you think there's going to be a reset. He's like, I can get more.
Oh, I think Sandstorm might be a little bit tilted by the way that last game ended, trying to fight his way back into this game. But Neeze, I think, might have successfully gotten into his head. The sword from Sandstorm, we've seen very little of it, and for good reason, I think. I just don't think that's good as his Chakrams, but the Chakram's playing from behind. He hasn't been in this position all set, Sparky. This might be the nail in the coffin for the GOAT.
It's like we got a complete 180. Now all of a sudden, Neeze is the one basically up.
The down six have been getting him. That's 3 now.
What a call out after that down air to grab the grounded D-Sig. This time going aerially. I love that.
Sandstorm needs a large punish, a cheeky play, something to bring him back into this game. Granted, he's in the light yellow. He's still in the realm of making this comeback, but he has to play immaculately. Ooh, huge damage.
Oh, he got the dodge off of that nair too. That's why he finds the Sayer right after. GCD light a little bit too high. Might have been a mistake from Neeze. The timing just wasn't going to be there.
Yeah, I think it was a good delay from Sandstorm, but how much can you delay? You're taking so much damage. Neeze gets them! That's gonna be it! The GOAT of Brawlhalla taken out of the bracket by Neeze in a clutch Game 5. That Game 4 clutch, Sparky, was the difference between Sandstorm going on further in the elimination side and watching from the sidelines this time around.
Sandstorm not making top 32 at the Brawlhalla World Championship is not